Boom shakalaka, the heaviest overselling in Bitcoin's history. The one chart that will accurately tell us when the bottom is truly in, and a realistic Bitcoin halving price prediction. Stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video we have a lot of very interesting charts for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, including some very interesting things that could be coming up in the near future and the halving. Before we get into it, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us on Twitter at @CryptoLove. Push that like button. Today, Fear 27, same as we've been the past few days. The overall market down 0.5%. Bitcoin at 17,154, Ethereum at 1266, BNB at 287, XRP 38 cents, Dogecoin 9 cents, Cardano 31 cents, and Polygon 90 cents. And Bitcoin right now in this ascending channel. We bounced off the bottom and the 20-day moving average a couple days ago. Now we're just hovering around the bottom of this trend channel. Now this trend channel will take us up to the 50-day moving average in the next week or so, which right now is about $18,000. And if we continue in it and not break out of it, well, we could be going outside of the larger structure we are in, this descending wedge, which generally is a bullish pattern for Bitcoin. Right now, if we take a look, S&P 500 corporate insider selling is now at its lowest levels since 2010. Max pain is to the upside for the market. As you can see, lowest level ever, the lowest since 2010. Each time historically it's been this low, there has been a rally afterwards. But not only that, if we take a look at small business optimism when it's at such low levels, time to take a contrarian side of the market. We can see when it's been at historically low levels where it is right now, these all preceded significant market rallies. Right now, Bitcoin has reached deep capitulation territory according to the net unrealized profit and loss. We can see we are in red like we have been in previous bottoms. Does this mean the bottom's in? Not 100%, but we're gathering evidence. Right now, we have even more evidence. Every time Bitcoin has touched this SMA 220, we have a black swan type event that has caused basically a bottom for Bitcoin. We had the Bitfinex crash back here, we had the COVID-19 pandemic right here, and we had the FTX crash just recently. Bitcoin prices lined up with such events, and the market did eventually recover. Right now, if we take a look at the unrealized profit and loss, comparable to previous bottom periods. So if we see we are in the green right here, capitulation, comparable to previous periods. Not saying the bottom is in, but potentially getting pretty darn close. Right now, another bullish divergence. We have a Bitcoin bullish divergence with RSI. Now we have a Bitcoin bullish divergence with the rate of change. We can see the rate of change down here on the bottom, very similar to what we saw in 2015 before Bitcoin had a massive rally where price went from $200 to $18,000 or $20,000 essentially. We had a bullish divergence in price and weekly ROC. Once again, we have a bullish divergence in price and weekly rate of change. Another indicator suggesting the bottom, the price momentum oscillator. This has always been linked to reversals and massive gains in the past. When we have a crossing over and a change in direction to the bottom, those have been significant bottoming periods for Bitcoin. Once again, this could be signaling we have a bottom here and price will eventually be heading up, because right now we have the heaviest overselling in Bitcoin's history. According to the money flow index, we can see that with the bear markets we've had previously, the MFI, the money flow index, keeps getting lower and lower and lower. It was at 19 here, it was at 13 here, now it's all the way down at 11. Historical lows, potentially big bounce backs. This chart here though, this one, the OCC Alert, not only has it been able to protect you from a capital loss 65% every time in the past, but it also predicts when the bottom is already in. There's a lot of arguments going on right now whether the bottom is already in or whether it is not in. According to this chart, not definitively in yet, but evidence that it is occurring. Why is that? Well, had you have sold your Bitcoin when this went from green to red, the OCC alerts, well, that would have prevented you from this massive capitulation. Again, had you have done it back here, prevented you from a massive capitulation. And again, from green to red, sold their massive capitulation. Well, it turns out when it goes from red back to green, that is the point in which the bottom is already in. Where it goes from red to green, the bottom is already in. Now, if we take a look right now, we do not yet have green. We are headed there. And you could argue that the bottom was very close to when this changed direction. Well, in that case, the bottom would be very close. But this chart cannot say the bottom is 100% in yet. We need to wait for it to turn from red to green. But you know what happens when it does? If we take a look at Bitcoin's halving timeline. The year before the halving, Bitcoin is pumped by 200% on average, then corrected to 40% and given sideways action for a year until it exploded by another 500%. So we can see this previously where we have an explosion before the halving, a little bit of retracement, and then another explosion after the halving. Well, what would this mean for what's coming up in the future? This should bring us from $17,000 to $50,000 in the next year. That's awesome. That's already like a 3x. Then a correction to $30,000. Still a 2x from where we are right now. By eventually, in 2025, getting to $180,000 per Bitcoin, roughly a 10x from where we are. This is definitely a realistic price prediction. Could this happen? Absolutely. Might it happen? Maybe. Will it happen? Who's to know? But, you know, I need a little hopium at the end of the day. So, that's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, push that like button. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.
If you don't think Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin and then $10 million a coin, you're already a loser.